Welcome to a new video. Today I will summarize you read a science movie, fiction and drama called Cocoon. During a night in an ocean, a series of dolphins are disturbed by a strange light in the sky that seems light up some mysterious ruins underwater. Now from a community. As retired adults we meet Benny, our two retired former seafarers who later to see how one of his classmates dies are depressed by their advanced age. As they walk we meet their third friend Joe, who recently was diagnosed with cancer. This trio of friends try to get to the uninhabited neighboring house and enter without permission as every day just to enjoy the pool. On the other hand, a captain and guide of tourists named Jacques is approached by four people. A man named Walter asks to rent the boat from him, and Jacques without thinking accepts. While the threesome enjoys a game of softball, the Ben's little grandson named David visit them as usual. RT invite David to swim with them and more. Afternoon they go back to the pool, but in this time they notice that new visitors. They will rent that house, and the trio of friends they leave depressed because they will no longer be able to go to swim. The next day they go sailing on the ship. He approaches Jacques and gives him a strange map with the location to which they want to go. Since he pretends to have been there, he takes them there. People dive. They make installations in the ruins underwater, dig up and take out float what appear to be rocks. When they arrive at the port, disembark in the rocks, and right there in the distance the trio of friends look at them and wonder what the bags will contain. Come, propose, take a chance and use your pool while they are gone, and the others except. The next day they enter the home, and although they are very strange that there are rocks inside the pool, decide to enter while swimming. They begin to feel very good, and Art them says it feels great, as if I was young again. They return to the day next, but notice that now there are more rocks that before. However, decide take the risk and again enter the pool. On the other hand, while Walter and his companions dive like habit, curious Jacques tries to know what's up inside the bags, but arrives in Kit and he tells her that they are petrified snails and they will take them to a museum and make Jacques promise that he won't tell anyone. While they keep talking, Jack hurts his foot and Kitty asks him to calm down and massages the foot of him, and then the pain disappears like magic. Jack asks if he has a husband or boyfriend, and she answers him no, and since she proposes to go out some day together, but she tells him that she doesn't believe that it would be a good idea for me and his wife to go to the doctor. And after doing a new diagnosis, the doctor tells them what it is. Unbelievably but strangely sure of the cancer. Later, while as you try repair the boat, notices that Kitty entered her room, decides to take a look, but after taking off your clothes, he watches as she also takes off her skin. Already he is terrified for not understanding what it is her, and when she leaves she threatens them and he tells them that Kitty is not normal. Walter approaches Joe and tells him that she is hard to trust and shows him that it is also different since she is scared. Run and jump out of the boat to try run away. When he gets back in the boat, Walter asks him to calm down to be able to explain, but since he refuses to hear it, Walter orders him to sit down and explains that they are homework us and they came from a planet called Han Task, and 10,000 years ago they had a base in the land called Atlantis, but because of a cataclysm they had to evacuate and have returned for their remaining crew. Kit and tells you to doing that is important to them, and now that he is convinced and agrees not to say anything and help them. The trio of friends go like every day to the pool, but this occasion they bring Bernie, another of their Bernie asylum friends, tell them that he is suspicious. There are rocks in the pool, and while they try to convince him of enter, Bernie realizes that the owners, they go back to the house, and I alert them. They go out and they hide in a closet and come between the grids as Walter and Kit, and they submerge the rocks in the pool too. Then remove the skin and energize the rocks. The others also take off their skins, but one of them notices men, and when he opens the closet, the four frightened fleeing from there, they try to convince everyone of what did they see. But the nurses don't believe them, and I requires them to call the police. A officer visits Walter, and Walter tells him that surely the elders invented that story of aliens so that he won't press charges for trespassing on your property. The days go by, and the trio of friends begins to notice the lack of energy from his discomforts return, and Joe's cancer come visit Walter, and him says that one of his friends needs that pool because he's dying, and Walter replies that he needs save 20 lives. Villa says no one else will know about them and asks you to let them use it, and Walter accepts on the condition of no touch the cocoons when they are about to go to the pool. Bernie retracts and tells his wife that he won't go either because he doesn't want to get involved in anything that has to do with aliens, and not being able convince him, they decide to leave without seeing even his wife. All swim and enjoy the pool, and even one of the beings come over to greet them again. They begin to feel young and active. They will discos, play, dance, and even climb trees with ease while come and walk one of your companions, he claims, because he thinks they are taking something to rejuvenate, but come to him. He responds that he wishes he could help him, but he can't, and they go elsewhere. Jackie, Kit, and they swim together, and he tells her that he likes to be with her and Kit and him. He replies that she too and would like to share with him. Enter the pool, and when, since he is about to kiss her, she asks him not to touch her and that he return to the edge of the pool. Kit and starts to shine and peel off energy all over the place until enter Yak and join them for that moment. The group of friends leaves a bowling alley, but when they are about to leave, Joe tells them that he wants to continue having fun, but others agree with going to rest. I ask them to leave, and he knows it will be left to his wife. Does not seem good idea, but I don't want him to stay with him, and asks them to leave. While I walks through the streets, notices a woman he used to buy milkshake from just to see her, and when she finishes work invites her out later. I watch his wife leave the house, and when he reaches her, she claims him because it is not the first time that he cheats on her, and she says their relationship was good, but now she feels happy because he will live, and because she will also live too. Next day, while having lunch, Art says they'll go to the pool, but Bernie explodes because he's already fed up with just talk about the pool, and I answer that he and his wife need to wear it, but that causes them to start arguing until that Bernie reminds him of separation from the marriage of him. I get up for hit him, but the nurses try to stop it, and I hit them and pass out one of his companions. He complains about not share the fountain of youth, and they all decide to go to the pool. They start to enter and swim and come, and your friends, they ask to get out of the water, but they don't. They obey until it reaches Walter, and the see how they mistreat the cocoons. Very annoyed, he orders them to leave the pool. When everyone leaves, Walter opens one of the cocoons and looks like one of your Species agonizes by not being able to do nothing. Let me rest in peace. Walter tells them that all the time that it took him to energize the pool, it did not work. You're welcome, because now there is no life in it and therefore will not be able to take to either side, while Bernie listened to his wife talk about his good moments with Bernie. He tells her it's time for his medicine, and when he comes back with his medicine realizes that his wife has passed away. Bernie, desperate, he takes his wife to the pool to try to revive the, but when he gets to Walter says the water no longer works and he apologizes for losing her later. Well, he is going to visit Walter to ask him sorry for breaking his promise, and he responds that he will not be able to take any of his kind because they wouldn't survive. Besides that, he has to go to the day next. Even he offers to help them return the cocoons to the ocean between. Everyone helps Walter and his classmates to take the cocoons, and already in the boat, possessed to submerge them and leave them where they found them on the way back. Walter invites them to travel with them. He says there is room for 30 people and they should think about it because they will have the opportunity to travel and meet new species besides being able to live productively thousands of years later. Velez breaks the news to his grandson that he and his grandmother will go on a trip where they won't. Will his grandson grow old or sick? He asks if they will visit him, but he will. He replies that they will not be able to return David to him. He asks where he will go to level. He answers that to space, and that he will miss them a lot. Come and his wife say goodbye to his daughter and grandson, and they leave at the same time. I visit his wife, and when they sit down talk, he apologizes for failing him, and he says if he had to live 6 months with her or live forever, I would choose being with her. Comes the time to leave, and everyone from the asylum escapes stealthily from the nurses. Go up to the boat, but Bernie tells them he won't go because he waited to meet his wife. Soon he wishes you a good trip and Will says goodbye at the same time. David and his mom, they go to the nursing home so they can talk to their friends of his grandfather, but when he opened the rooms, the nurse realizes that there is no one in the place. They call the police and they go out to look for them, but David manages to see the ship and runs towards it, and after him also runs his mother and police. When they are about to leave, Life appears and jumps into the boat with his grandparents, and the police call for reinforcements to stop the ship. David tells his grandfather who wants to go with them, but he replies that he must stay because he must take care of mom. He comes in helicopters and boats to the boat, and Life, seeing that he embraces and throws himself into the sea so that they can escape. At that moment a ship is approaching his position, and G is camouflaged with mist, and then open its hatch and lift the boat. Walter pays Jack for the boat and thanks you for helping them. Since he asks Kitty to look for him when come back, she replies that she will do it, and they kiss and then jump off the boat. The ship levitates over the sea with all the elders until boarding the ship and leave for space. They say goodbye with rose bushes at a funeral for all elderly, although David knows that his grandparents will travel for all eternity in the cosmos, and this is how this ends. Movie. Remember that if you liked today's summary, I invite you to subscribe and give me a like, in addition to activate the bell so that you do not miss any of these videos. Thanks, and see you in the following summary. See you soon.